What's up, internet? How you doing? I am the masked man, Edward J. Anderson, Jr. What's going on this lovely Friday, December 8th, 2023? Uh, I'm just going through a review of my channel. Different things that I've talked about, different things that I've discussed over the years. Before next year rolls around, and I get my place, and I really start making an effort to really like be one of the most prolific YouTubers to ever do it. I'm going through and I'm reviewing some of my old content, and I'm trying to start like putting some of the things in playlists. Like playlists, and like analyzing, my state of mind and what I was talking about, you know, s- 5, 6, 7 years ago, and kind of like seeing, how I've evolved, how I've changed, and different things of that nature. One thing that kind of makes me cringe now is like when I was talking about how I was desiring Janelle Monae, that queer entertainer. It kind of makes me cringe now that I was so goddamn serious about wanting that woman, back when she was putting on the facade of being, a heterosexual woman, to just so she could get, big in the industry, then she could flip later. You know, um, so like, what I want to do is I want to go through, my content, put a lot of stuff that I did in playlists. And I want to make, I want to put a lot of playlists, and I want to, get involved in the community tab. Another thing I want to work on, maybe not next year, but maybe the year thereafter, sometime within this three-year time frame, that I want to make YouTube a profitable enterprise for me. You know, is I want to get a website. But I think having a website is something that I would need help for. So maybe that's something that I'll wait for 5 years instead of 3. 3 years, in the next 3 years, and let's just say that this year is already over. So let's not count 2023. Let's count 2024. So 2025, 2026, 2027. By 2027, by the year 2027, I want to make being a YouTuber profitable enough for me to live a fully fleshed out adult lifestyle. And what I mean by a fully fleshed out adult lifestyle is I mean making $3,500 to $5,000 a month just off of the ads that my video gets. Now I'm projecting that I should be able to get around 3,000 subscribers just walking up to different women, fine ass women in person in my city, and all throughout Louisiana and Texas, that I should, that's when I get a car. But like, I feel like in a year's time, I should be able to get 3,000 subscribers just walking up person to person asking for somebody to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So 3,000 people to subscribe to my YouTube, to my 3 YouTube channels. Don't ever ask them to do just one. If you're gonna inconvenience somebody, really, really inconvenience them, and make them subscribe to all 3, and make them hit the notification bell for all 3, and regularly post on all 3. Okay, I was doing some I was doing a live stream yesterday that never got posted, because I got a phone call in the middle of it. I was trying to do something. I was trying to make a live, but it doesn't make sense for me to make a live before I get much, much larger. 300 subscribers is just not enough, to go live, on a regular basis. The way my fans watch me, it just doesn't work. People are very, very afraid to say my name. I don't know what you think I'm gonna do to you. It's like, man, I really don't give a fuck about you. One way or the goddamn other. You may embarrass me. You may, like Gorilla said, you may hurt my feelings today, but I won't give a fuck tomorrow. But uh, you know. So what I'm trying to do is, I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me take a sip of this water. Let me take a sip of this water to get my thoughts together. I got some. What is this? Oh, this is flavored sparkling water. I thought this was soda. I got lime flavored sparkling water. So I thought I had soda, but apparently I just got some more water. I got flavored water. I did say to myself that I was very bougie when it comes to water, so I guess it's only right that that I get some flavored water. Yeah, flavored water. Oh my god. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, 3 years is when I want to make YouTube profitable, and I want to get about 3,000 subscribers in a year. I feel without a car, conservatively, if I go to the right parts of town, in the hot parts of the year, I should be able to get 3,000 people, in the year 2024. I'm going to start around April, May, and then I'm going to rock hard from the Naomi Banks show. But I'm gonna go hard, like from April all the way to December, trying to get the 3,000 subscribers. Once I get a car, then I'm going to be able to hit up the malls and the nightclubs and different things of that nature. And that's going to really flip the game. That's really going to change the game for what I do. And then I'll probably try to project to 4,000 to 4,500 subscribers, if not much more than that, every year. So by the year 2027, this channel, if I stay alive, if I stay safe, if I stay healthy, if God forbid anything bad happens, praying to God, praying to the Father God, praying to God Almighty, but not God all powerful. God calls us because He needs us. He needs us too. We don't just need Him. He needs our assistance. He's fighting the war against Lucifer Morningstar. But so the deal is in 3 years, this channel, if I do my job, if I do what I'm supposed to do, if I hustle, if I grind, I should have around 10,000 to 15,000 subscribers in the year 2027. And if I'm good at, making content and being interesting to the, lovely women who, and there's going to be men that subscribe, because not every woman that I step to is gonna be alone, and not every. I'm only gonna approach attractive women, but occasionally, I'm gonna approach a man every now and then, but generally I don't approach men to check my shit out, because men are bitch made these days. These men. I come from a generation where there was a daddy in the home. So the level of bitch assness that men have, they panties, in a bunch. I can't relate, and I ain't trying to get into it with no, hoe ass nigga because of what I had to say on the internet. So primarily gonna approach women, attractive women, but because of the cat daddy persona, because I'm looking for some companionship, and I'm looking to grow and have, intellectual discussions, and I'm looking to build and construct. And per capita, women are smarter than men. Per capita. The smartest people of all time are men, but women are generally smarter than men, and I feel like, if a woman is actually interested in me, and interested in what I have to say, and she peruses my channel and she really absorbs what I have going on, then she'll be like, ooh, and then, maybe we can do something together, like maybe we can build together. And I want to build with many different women in many different capacities. Of course, I want there to be a sexual component with most of them, but I want to, like, have romantic, financial, philanthropic, all kinds of ways of connecting with and relating to and interfacing with a female. So that's really the plan. That's really the goal. That's really the goal. So in 3 years' time, not 2023, but 2024, because the year is almost over. But in the year I'm gonna start in the year 2024, and I'm not starting in January. I'm starting when I get my apartment. So when I get my apartment, either in March or April, and I ain't gonna wait till it gets furnished. As soon as I get that place secured and I move in and I got the keys and I pay that first month's rent and it's automatically taken out of my checking account, I'm gonna get to boogieing on building. I'm gonna get to boogieing on building, and from that point to 2027, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get 10,000 to 15,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna try to have, as good a percentage of my subscribers watching my content, as possible. I want to have a good, viewer retention rate. Like when I put out a video, people check it out and people watch what I have to say. So I want to, like, really, really, really be dope at that. And I really want to work on, striking up these conversations, with these attractive women that I want to approach. So the title of this video is The Rock of Gibraltar and the Tree of Life. And now a lot of you, if you've been watching these videos, this section of the Mr. Maskman saga epic, this section, this 2023, May, May of 2023 to December, of 2023. If you've been checking this shit out, then you know all about Naomi Banks, and you know all about Patrice O'Neal, and that there's a vision that I'm gonna discuss, sometime in 2024, after I get my Google Pixel and Bose headphones and I play with my camera, play with the phone, I'm gonna discuss a vision. Well, I was looking at, a part of a part of the vision, and I had some photos on my phone, that I don't know if I'm gonna save. It's really just photos of me by a tree, with my feet out, kind of just showing what date it is. And I was like, oh shit, I did take these pictures. I was on my way to, like, secure, my position. I was on my way to, like, secure my position as getting housing. And I felt like I was having a spiritual discussion with my spiritual father, Patrice O'Neal. I felt like I was having a spiritual discussion. And we was talking about a lot of things, in the conversation, and he was kind of like telling me to like snap a photo, and it was like very very difficult for me to snap the photos I snapped for whatever reason. This phone that I'm using, this phone that I got from Walmart, $130 phone, the most expensive phone I could get, from Walmart, a prepaid cell phone. It was acting like I didn't have enough space to take a photo, and I deleted all the fucking videos. It's like it really didn't want me to take a picture. So I feel like I should definitely do some thumbnails with these pictures and title the video something so that these pictures will be somewhere before I trash this piece of garbage. It was very hard for me to take those pictures, so I don't want those pictures to just disappear and go away. Like Patrice wanted me to commemorate the spirit, I'll say the spirit of Patrice, because I cannot prove that I met Patrice O'Neal. I can't prove that. I'm gonna tell you the story if I can ever get into my place, if I can ever get, and like to the best of my recollection, to the best that I can remember it, I'm gonna tell you about the vision that I had, and everything that led up to it, every part of it, everything that I can, discuss. I'm gonna really go in, and it's gonna be like it's probably gonna be the longest video that I've ever made on this channel. It's gonna be at least 3 hours and 30 minutes, if not longer. I don't think I'm gonna make it 4 hours, but I'm gonna have $1,000 camera. I'm gonna be like in an apartment. I mean, like, I'm gonna have Bose headphones. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be like skilled with like playing with it. I'm probably gonna have the headphones like wired up. I don't think I want to do it wireless, or I may want to do it wireless. I probably want to do it wireless. I probably want to do it wireless. But I'm gonna really be like going in with that video. I probably make it like in 3 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours and 50 minutes, like right at 4 hours. I want to talk about everything I want to talk about, and just put a lot of things to rest, and then it'll be a very new era of Mr. Mass Man slash Mr. Love Man slash Cat Daddy. I always gotta smile when I say Cat Daddy. I always gotta smile when I say Cat Daddy. Shout out Seren Sensei Aratumatsu. Shout out Seren, my internet girlfriend. I mean, I say internet girlfriend because she's not actually my girlfriend. We've never really talked that much. I messaged her a couple of times, and she watched one of my videos, and she was real sweet to me. She was real nice, and I want to put a video up on this channel that's real cute, and I think it's kind of funny, and just see what it does, see what it does, have a little fun, have a little fun. But I am the Rock of Gibraltar. I did not understand my role. I did not understand my function. I did not understand that 50,000 people have seen my work. I didn't understand YouTube analytics, that views, that I had distinct views, and I had, you know, a catalog of videos that people go back to, and it's just because I don't treat this thing, and it's just because like I didn't know that I was an artist. I didn't know that till recently. Like I learned this year that I was an artist, and that my struggles in life is because I didn't produce artwork. When you're an artist without artwork, you're crazy, man. You're a lunatic. You're bipolar. I mean, you're maligned. You're hated. You're persecuted. You're jailed. You're killed. Being an artist without artwork is dangerous. If you're gonna be an artist, You have to produce work, and you have to stand by your work, and you have to defend your work. So I'm an artist, so I'm trying to like produce artwork. This channel is art. I'm not going to change the description because what I said is what I said, and I want it to live on the way that I said it. Edward J. Anderson Jr., that is the artist. And what I was saying yesterday in that live stream that never got posted, the most important persona, the most important idea, the most important figure on the Edward Anderson channel is the judge. The judge is the most important persona, the most important figure, the most important character, for lack of a better word, the judge. I am the judge, I am the arbitrator, I am the regulator, I am the one who decides. I am the judge for all mankind. So I deliberate, I decide, and one thing I want to have on that channel when it becomes appropriate for me to do so is cases. And the case, how I do cases will evolve over time, but I want to like study like courtroom jargon, not Judge Judy as much as I love Judge Judy, but like legitimate, court proceedings at like different levels of court, like from small claims all the way up to murder trials, and how things, and especially like corporate, like like class action cases. I want to study those and how things are handled, and I want to package together some kind of, maybe sometimes the video is like an hour, 2 hours, maybe sometime it's a series of videos where I'm throwing case after case after case. It's like, this case part two or volume one, or like I really want to get into cases and having cases, and then after cases, me as an individual or me as an organization or me as a company, I actually do something to enact and make binding the verdict that I put on the channel. Like, oh man, if Edward put a case on you, oh, it's over for you, goddamn. I want it to be like that. I don't want to become like a John Oliver who says, very interesting things, and then it's just people say, oh, that's cool, and then they just go about their business. It's like, if you're going to put out this information, like, what is you and all of the people that you have on your staff doing to fix the brokenness that you're talking about? One thing that was very interesting to me about the John Oliver show, he talked about chocolate manufacturers or the people who produce the cocoa beans. He talked about how chocolate doesn't look like chocolate when it's first produced. It has a very white, larva-like consistency before it's refined into what we know as chocolate. And most chocolate farmers or cocoa farmers have never even tasted, actual chocolate before. And sometimes, newsmen, white newsmen have made it a very big deal to like give them their first taste of actual chocolate. So I'm just like, I found it funny when John Oliver put that story out about, chocolate, and then I saw the same story, on another news outlet. So somebody saw what John Oliver did, and that's like becoming a thing, in the news media. They're kind of trying to press, chocolate producers like Hershey, Nestle, whoever. How you doing today, man? Doing all right? Um, kind of trying to produce, kind of trying to press, chocolate, producers to like, you know, um, account for where all that money is going. But it's like we live in the era of the wicked trifecta. You have the Catholic Church, the OG Catholic Church. You have big business, and you have the wicked ones who doing everything evil that they're allowed to get away with. The wicked ones. You have the OG Catholic Church, you have big business, and you got the wicked ones making editorialized videos about Family Dollar and chocolate producers and whatever the hell else John Oliver talks about on his show. I mean, it's good content. I mean, it's very interesting, but the general public doesn't have any way to do anything about what you're talking about. We don't have a way to change the situation. We're not you, John Oliver. We can't do anything about the information that you're putting out, besides say all, or maybe start a Twitter frenzy. And there's just no effectiveness. There's just no effectiveness at all in breaking down these multinational, international, multi-billion dollar corporations with a fucking video on a Sunday. It's like, it's cool, it's cute, but it ain't 1965, man. That shit ain't enough. It's like, I was looking up, I was watching David Letterman. My next guest is on Netflix, and I watched Cardi B. Of course, I watched Cardi B. Um, I watched Cardi B, and she was talking to because I had just watched her episode of Hot Ones. Cardi B did an episode of Hot Ones, and Cardi B ate that shit up and ate that shit up. So Cardi B was doing an episode of Hot Ones, and Sean Evans was talking about how she introduced David Letterman to a chopped cheese sandwich. And she was like, yeah, that was whatever, but what I really love was going and seeing, Franklin Delano Roosevelt's house, and seeing what Eleanor Roosevelt was. And I read a book on Eleanor Roosevelt when I was a kid, and that really changed my life, because we had the same birthday. And I was like, God damn, bitch is smart. I gotta watch this David Letterman interview. So I watched the David Letterman interview, and Cardi B was, amazing, and Cardi B was just, adorable and sweet and everything that she is. I love, that Cardi B is was one of the only women or men that made me flip my opinion of her. Because originally I did not like Cardi B, and I wasn't gonna like her, because I guess I thought she was ratchet, or I guess I thought she was problematic. But some kind of way that bitch made me flip my opinion. She made me do a whole 180, and I went from not really liking her to loving her completely. So I love Cardi B, so I was checking her shit out. And then after I checked her David Letterman out, I wanted to see some other David Lettermans, because I love David Letterman. I love David Letterman so much that I have never watched a full episode of Jay Leno. Like, I've seen some Jay Leno, because Jay Leno was, I guess, a talented talk show host, and he had like interesting guests. Like Chris Rock did some Jay Leno, and I've seen some of Chris Rock stuff on Jay Leno, but I don't watch Leno. I don't fuck with Leno. I fuck with David Letterman, and he snaked the Tonight Show from Dave and Conan. And Conan, both of them. He snaked the Tonight Show from Dave and Conan. So I don't fuck with Jay Leno. So I wanted to watch another. I wanted to watch another one of his episodes, because if that's what David wanted to do after his show, after he retired from his show, then I wanted to support it and I wanted to see it, even though I'm not interested in every single guest he has on. Barack Obama, Jay-Z. What the fuck is this bullshit? But it's Dave, so I wanted to support. So I looked through the catalog and I said, "Oh, George Clooney, I can watch that. Let me check out George Clooney." And George Clooney is a very, very interesting man. George Clooney, man, he comes from a family of like broadcasters and actors, and he's American born. I didn't know that he was an American born white man. Like I believe he's from Kentucky, and like he's very involved in like human rights. That's how he married his wife Amal. Because even though he's not a human rights lawyer, like he's actually like gone to like he's actually like done work with like forensic accountants to track the money of oppressive governments to get them out of oppressing their people. Like he's done work like that. So if George Clooney can do that kind of work, why isn't John Oliver doing that kind of work? And I don't expect John Oliver to do that shit, but I'm just saying that's what somebody needs to do with the information that John Oliver puts out. John Oliver and Adam Conover, both of those two guys, like if I get myself, like I don't know how big, like I believe that in 10 years, maybe like yeah, 10 years, I believe in like 10 years, like I should be, if I get rocking and rolling and if I really thoroughly understand social media and I start making public appearances and doing interviews and shit like that, I believe I should be in the millions of followers. Like I should have millions of people on who follow me on my YouTube channels, plural. Millions of people should follow me on my YouTube channels, and I should have a public presence all throughout the South in America, the South in America, and an international presence to some degree. I don't really care about other countries like that, but have some sort of international presence in English speaking countries. Maybe I'll learn a few other languages just to test my brain. I definitely want to learn Japanese because I'm an anime lover, so it would really be helpful to learn the language, so I wouldn't have to like read subtitles when I'm watching my One Piece or my whatever the hell sale I want to watch as far as anime. So I definitely want to learn Japanese if I learn a second language, and maybe Spanish, Japanese, and learn how to read it too. Speak it and read it. Want to speak it and read it, and maybe a hand. Like I don't really want to know more than 5 or 6 languages. 5 or 6 is good enough. Like I'm a master of English. I want to really know English really well, and maybe like 5 or 6 languages. I don't really see the value in learning an African language because Africa is a country that is preyed upon. It's not really a leader in anything. So knowing an African language is neat, but it's not really useful unless you just want to go back and forth with some nigga from another country. So what I'm saying is, it's very important. It's very important to do something with these editorials that people put out. I want to put out cases on different subjects. Sometimes cold cases, sometimes hot cases. Different kind of. I got a whole lot of cases. Got a whole lot of cases. The lawyer taught me that. Lance, the lawyer. Got a whole lot of cases. 13 cases. So we don't have a whole lot of cases as the judge, but in addition to the judge, Miss Edward J. Anderson Jr. is going to be about story time. You know, I'm going to talk about my life as best as I can remember it. I'm on maybe talk about my mom, talk about my dad. Ain't really gonna talk about my sister because that bitch is a criminal, and I don't really want to bring her up, man. I've said enough about that evil, wicked ass bitch. And the next time I deal with her, it'll be through some kind of lawsuit, either suing her civilly or criminally for making up so many goddamn lies about my mental capacity and about my tendency towards violence against her. These fucking lies and delusions and fucking hate-filled rants that she told to the goddamn police to get no less than a dozen cops at a time to trying to arrest me and taking me to jail as some kind of violent criminal. That snitch ass, evil ass bitch is not gonna show up in my catalog anymore as far as story time and discussing, other than incidentally, unless I just have to mention her, just because the story permits it. But I don't really recall stories. I'm really just gonna discuss things as a real person, not as a supernatural force. But yeah, man. um what I want to do, as far as I believe I'm some sort of a linchpin. I was watching the Goku versus Superman death battle, and it was like Superman, is a linchpin, like space time literally revolves around him. I feel like that. I feel like whatever I am, like whatever these videos do, they are holding something together. There's a reason that I got attacked by the administration of YouTube when I started changing the way that I do videos, and I started changing my personality, and I started changing the way that I speak. When I was like when I went from sad mask to confident mask, the whole thing got disrupted. It's like they were gonna let me be the little sad guy that makes the little sad videos, that only a handful of people watched and know about for years. But when I started calling motherfuckers out, and I started, telling it like it is, and I stopped holding it back, they were like, "Whoa, whoa, we gotta get this nigga out of here." You're like, them pussy ass crackers try to give a nigga no years. They try to take my channel away. That stupid, evil ass white bitch, has got to go. She's got to go, but I'm not gunning for her right now. I'm not. This is not a war. It's not a war. It's just saying something that needs to be said. It's like something in her administration, something in her, way of doing things, doesn't want to make this a fun and interesting and vibrant company. Like, why don't I know, like, why don't I know every viewer of my video? Like, if somebody is watching me, I should be able to watch them. Like, what's the problem? Why are people allowed to anonymously watch me, a person with a real face and a real name, somebody who can be rolled up on? How is it okay that somebody can watch one of my videos, and I don't know who they are? Like, let's just say I ain't got no enemies or nothing like that, but let's just say, um, I don't know. Let's just say Jay-Z was like getting pissed off that I'm making all these videos talk about FJZ. So Jay-Z is using his personal account to watch me, but he ain't make no comment. So Jay-Z finds out where I'm at, and Jay-Z comes, to New Orleans to try to do me something. And I can't defend myself because I don't know that Jay-Z is one of the viewers of the videos that I'm making. That's bullshit. It's nonsense. But that's how this white bitch is running this company. She's running it like a fucking porn site. She's running it into the ground. She don't want people to be successful. She doesn't want this shit. She doesn't want this thing to work. She doesn't want this to be a fun and engaging and interesting platform. She wants the creators to do way too much work. She wants us to like step on. It's like I'm so tired of people talking about, grape and what grape instead of rape. People say you got graped instead of raped. And people say, what else do people say? They say he unalived himself instead of saying suicide. Because they're afraid that just saying, words to describe things are gonna get their channel dinged. Like can't say rape, can't say suicide. Man, this shit is run raggedy. It's run bad. Like I understand that changes had to be made after the adpocalypse. All those white supremacists and extremists who was on YouTube, making a lot of money promoting, violence and hatred. They had to be like a purge, from the cover that the Alex Jones everything is a conspiracy. They're putting poison in drinking water. Like the chickens had to come home to roost one day when you got people not trusting fucking water. Like the chickens had to come home to roost. But it's time to like turn back the clock and get this thing, working the way that it should work. And like we need to. First of all, the creators need to see everybody who watches their videos. Second, there needs to be a way to direct message a creator. Like if somebody wants to send me a message, they shouldn't have to do it through a comment or emailing me. They should be able to send me a personal message on YouTube that I can see and I can deal with them behind the scenes. That should be a thing. And there's no reason that shouldn't be a thing. It was a thing. Why isn't it a thing? And there's probably like so many other things that you can do, to make this a great platform. You could probably add a component that's like Twitter. Like YouTube really should be the most amazing shit on the internet. But, that white woman don't want it to be that. She wants it to be dry. She wants it to be boring. She doesn't want it to be interesting. She doesn't want the black creators to make all of the money that that we are capable of making. And I'm going to do everything in my power to force out of this company, and get somebody in charge who can do a good job. You know, get a benevolent white man who knows how to run a business, who knows how to be cutting edge, who knows how to produce, dynamic and really entertaining shit. I'm gonna get him and put him in charge, and let him be the president, and maybe get another CEO. Now I don't know how much reorganizing I'm gonna do, because I'm not trying to just be a creator. I'm trying to get involved in this, and I'm trying to like resurrect Playboy. Those are the two businesses that I wanna. Those are two business, because I'm not a businessman. I'm an artist, and I'm a and I'm a and I'm a and I'm a company guy. I'm interested in making money. I'm interested in getting my opinion. I'm interested in expressing myself. I ain't got too much interest at all in being in business and doing business, but I do want to like get involved in two companies. This company, as far as doing what I do, you know, doing this company, getting involved in doing this company, and Playboy, want to get involved in those two companies. You know, so so we really are doing the work of being the Rock of Gibraltar, the linchpin of the man who holds all time together, Mr. Mass Man slash Mr. Love Man slash Cat Daddy. So we do what we do to make happen what we need to make happen. Um, I'm getting to the point where I feel like I got to use the restroom, and they say they return. They say they may change the code in the bathroom. So before they do that, let me go use this restroom one last time before this shit all goes away. But I'm gonna keep posting videos regularly. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I dedicate this video to my spiritual father, Patrice O'Neal, Patrice Lumumba, Malcolm O'Neal. I dedicate this video to my actual father, Edward James Anderson Sr. I dedicate this video to my mother, Shirley Dean Hawkins Anderson. And I dedicate this video to myself, Edward J. Anderson, Edward J. Anderson Jr. Cat Daddy. So check me out, stay with me, and be with your boy. Let's do the Beyond the Rap. Y'all have been beyond cruel. Not speaking to a nigga. Y'all have been beyond cruel. I am beyond old, and I am beyond cold. I am beyond good, and I am beyond great. I am beyond straight. I am beyond kind. I am beyond fine. Some like wine. I am the Beyonder, and I am beyond you.